Hi, I'm Jill Valenti. Even though I consider myself a successful and confident parenting coach and educator, there was a time when I was terrified and lost. I had missed my connection at the train station to meet up with my father. It was a huge inconvenience for him. He had to come back hours later when I arrived, pick me up from the station, and bring me back home. But now I was frightened and bewildered and confused because I stood before him in our family living room, and he was redder in the face than I'd ever seen him. He was tense all over, and the energy coming off of him, you could almost feel it vibrating in the room. He felt like a volcano about to erupt, and erupt he did. He exploded in anger, and the anger was directed toward me. Gone was the warm, steady, humorous, kind, and patient dad I knew, and in his place a stranger stood in front of me. What happened next forever changed what I now know about punishment. How could I have messed up so badly that he would want to physically hurt me? I asked myself this because, you see, he was unbuckling his belt and pulling his belt out of the belt loops of his pants, and he looped that belt over and began smacking it against his palm. And every time I heard that percussive sound, I flinched because I fully expected that the next time he was going to hit me with that belt. I dreaded being hurt by the dad that I knew, loved, and respected. I didn't feel safe with him now. Now, how many of you have ever had an experience in which you suddenly didn't feel safe with your parent? Oh. And then he began to talk to me in a deep and scary voice, but I didn't hear a word he said. I was still so busy with my own thoughts and just crushed. I was thinking, I can't respect him. I can't trust him. I'll never be able to get angry with him, and he certainly can't protect me. And you know, in the midst of all that, I even had the thought that somehow, some way, I'm to blame and I deserve to be hit by his belt. Now, how many of you have remembered a time when you were punished by a parent and yet you still felt that somehow, some way, you are to blame? My dad never did hit me with that belt. Not that time and not ever. And he never blew up again like a volcano. Over time, my dad consistently kept showing up as his steady, warm, humorous, patient self. He wasn't perfect. When disciplining me, sometimes he would mess up. But every time he was teaching me, really being with me, I was learning from him. He helped me regain my respect for him and my trust of him. And this punishment thing, it is contagious. I can remember a time when I grabbed the upper arm of my 4-year-old daughter so hard, I left fingerprint bruises. How many of you have remembered a time when you did something to your child that you regret? Say it with me. Blowing up doesn't make them grow up. And again, blowing up doesn't make them grow up. Now, there is a way out of this vicious cycle of punishment and inevitable suffering. My dad found the way out. And I believe you can too. My next video coming up real soon, I'm going to be sharing about conscious discipline, a way of teaching your children to be their best, most responsible, resilient selves. The great thing about conscious discipline is that you know you are helping your child grow up. You know that you are disciplining your child in a way that leaves both of you feeling good ultimately, and respect and trust are not lost. If you found this video valuable, please like it and share it with as many of your parenting friends and caregivers as you can. We want to help as many people as possible. And please comment on this video. Let us know what's exhausting you, what's frustrating you when it comes to disciplining your children. I want to know, because I want to know how best I can serve you. I'll read your comments and I will get back to you. So stay tuned for the next video on conscious discipline. And in the meantime, be good to one another, take care of each other, and be well.